What's up guys, a lot of you guys have been wondering how to twist dreadlocks, and today we have a perfect example from my buddy Dune. Shout out to Dune Daily. We are going to be twisting his dreadlocks today. If you guys want to know how to twist dreadlocks, if you already have them, or if your hair is just messy, or you want to learn how to start dreadlocks, this is the perfect way to do it. I'm going to show you guys every single step. Alright guys, so let's just jump straight into it so you guys can get everything and absorb everything. These are the products we're going to be using for this video.
So we got the Tropical Roots Locking Gel, Pineapple and Guava. If you look on the back, it does say that it uses tropical ingredients, but it also over here says contains natural ingredients. So this is good overall. You want to use stuff that's natural. And we recommend locking gel, not wax. And you can use cream if you'd like, but we are going to be using locking gel today. And to be holding back the hair, we're going to be using these hair ties right here. Just style it up. I know it looks pretty girly, but this is the only purpose of this is to hold back the hair that we're not going to be twisting so we can section everything off. Last but not least, the most important thing you're going to need is these duck clips, or they're just called prong clips, but I know other places are called duck clips. Yeah, we got all these at Sally's, but this is very helpful, so it helps you separate everything that you're doing the dreadlocks, so everything will be separated. Also, what we're going to be using is a spray bottle. And you can also just have your hair wet out of the shower or whatever. But we're just going to be spraying the hair that we're going to be twisting today. That's just so it makes it easier to twist, and if we need separation, it's easier to separate when the hair is damp.
So we start off with spraying the hair. And this is just to get the hair damp so that it's loose and it's easy to separate if you have to separate dreadlocks. And you are most definitely going to have to separate if there is some combining, unless you want them to be combined, and then you just twist them together during the twisting process. So I pulled apart and separated 4 sections so that I can separate them and twist them single, one by one, so that they're not on the way. So that's really smart to hold them back with hair ties. That's what the hair ties are used for. And then right here I started twisting with the locking gel. I make sure that I spray the dreadlock before I start twisting. So what I'll do, I'll just apply the twisting gel or the locking gel to the dreadlock, and I'll rub it all over the dreadlock, and then I'll start the twisting process. During the twisting process, I will push away all the hair that I don't want in the dreadlock so that it's not all webby dreadlocks, like spiderweb dreadlocks that are all webby with the new growth. But you definitely, the most important part of this is to twist all the new growth. And Nate himself had about an inch of new growth, so you want to twist all that up. And as you guys can see, like the length of his dreadlocks, he has about 4 to 6 inches of hair, and it's an inch of new growth. So we're trying to just attack that new growth, and you'll notice that the ends of his dreadlocks are more fat than the roots. And that's kind of how it's supposed to look. The roots are supposed to be more slim. So we finished up the sides and the back of his dreadlocks. You guys can see that the roots are sectioned and that you can actually see the scalp. That's what we were trying to accomplish during this. We wanted to get rid of the afro look on his dreadlocks. And we're starting on the top process. This time you guys can see that I'm using a comb. And this is just to comb out the new growth so that it's actually the length that I'm going to be twisting. And this does help with reducing the shrinking on when you twist your dreadlocks, because if all of the hair is bunched up at the roots, then when you twist, it's not going to show that much growth. And the comb is also good for pushing away the hair that you don't want in the dreadlock. So it's really good to comb away the hair that is not of the dreadlock. So push that all away, and then use your hands to twist with the locking gel, and then clamp them to each other. So what I do is I'll twist the dreadlock and clamp it to another dreadlock. And in each clamp there's probably 5 to 6 dreadlocks. And this is just so that the twist stays formed throughout this time.
Alright guys, after twisting all the dreads and clamping them down, you definitely have to be patient when you're doing it. And this is my first time doing it, so just goes to show that you guys can do it whenever you want. We're gonna let it sit for a little bit, blow dry his hair, and then we're gonna take it out. And then we'll show you guys how it looks when it's finished.
Stay tuned, y'all.